I don't know about you, but I don't think superhero movies are what they used to be. They just don't make them like they used to. And in all honesty, I don't think I'm alone in feeling this way. With the phrase superhero fatigue becoming more and more common, I'm curious if you feel this way too. Since Endgame, there really has been a noticeable shift. There's been this real lack of excitement towards most comic book projects beyond just Marvel or DC. And recently that momentum looks to have shifted into video game adaptations, and boy are people showing up for them.
It's me, Mario! And Luigi! Are you tired of paying too much for plumbing? Mamma mia!
Not too long ago, there was this belief lesser-known characters could easily blow up and become mainstream. The Guardians of the Galaxy success story, if you will. Studios were scrambling, pulling out all their B, C, and D tier characters, readying them for projects. That dusty old comic book at the bottom of the pile looked to finally have new life after all. But as of late, much of those films based on those obscure, unknown, and deep-cut characters have either been shelved or pushed aside into development hell. And speaking of hell, do I even need to mention all that behind-the-scenes drama at DC?
I wanted to make it official that I am back as Superman.
Why'd you show me the f***ing thing if I can't have it? No! Why? Why?
Didn't think so. But why is this then? Well, recently the genre has hit this kind of plateau. Saving the world's never felt quite so mundane and repetitive. Can you believe that? What used to be a showcase of heroism and selflessness has now become just another overused trope. You know that we've gone wrong somewhere when saving the world is boring. Now, I'm not saying there hasn't been any good comic book films lately. There will always be the exception. But tell me, when was the last time you were truly excited? Not for a massive crossover movie like No Way Home, but what about your average superhero film? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Do I even need to say it? From Ant-Man Quantumania to Shazam 2, from Blue Beetle to Black Widow and everything else in between, especially Morbius. These films fit perfectly into the ever-growing catalogue of okay superhero movies, except for Morbius, of course. That has its own category. But when was it ever good for a film to just be okay? Was there ever a time when this worked? I'd rather watch something terrible than something generic. At least when it's terrible, you can have fun along the way. However, it's become clear that the generic superhero movie is no longer an option. They've just become too damn predictable. They're too safe, too inoffensive. It's made the whole genre feel unoriginal and dull. You can practically see the same formula copy and pasted film to film. So why even would we go see the next one? Quality versus quantity then is perhaps the cause of the comic book genre's downfall. And there sure has been a lot of quantity lately. In recent years, we've had a seemingly constant flow of film and TV, and at times it's been simply overwhelming. This massive surge of content spearheaded by Disney Plus, and originally the DC Universe app, well, briefly anyway,
Fuck Batman,
has made the genre lose its once special sheen. Why should we go see the next Marvel film when we've still got like 2 seasons of Loki to catch up on? But this right here is the issue. Comic book films used to be something special, an event, something to look forward to, but now there's something new almost every week. And while rarity is something that defines value, comic book properties have instead become more like fast food in Hollywood. Even the spin-offs are getting spin-offs these days. That once sweet flow of content has turned to sludge, and it now feels like you need to call the plumber.
I think we're gonna need more toilet paper.
These days, comic book films and shows are unfortunately more like content above anything else, and this really hurts to say. I grew up watching Superman, the animated series, and all the rest of them. I was a DC boy more than anything, and now even I've been brought to say, I just don't care anymore. When I was younger, these shows and films inspired me to be imaginative, to be creative, and to believe a man could fly. But now these cinematic universes all just feel worn out and bloated. With too much baggage, they've become lost under the guise of being content. Sorry, it really does feel good to get all that off my chest.
Miss Brandt?
Yes.
Get me a violin.
But if the comic book genre really does go the way of the Western, even if just for a little while, maybe, just maybe, it won't be so bad. This genre, these stories still, after all of this, possess so much potential. And hey, you never know what's around the corner. We may be on the verge of the next masterpiece.
Annihilation!
I don't like that name.
Anyway, I'd love to know what you guys think. Are you feeling superhero fatigue? Does it even exist? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like more content on this one. See you all soon.